We are officially live.
Damage. Aw, what happened?
I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. And I'm gonna post our post.
We'll retweet it.
Alright, where are you? There you are. Open, upload, send now. Alright, there you go. Give me 1 second, I'll be back. I'm just gonna go get my wife's iPad running as well.
Okay, cool.
All right, I think that's good enough. I didn't like the way that ended, though. It got a little just boom, just kind of stopped out of nowhere. That's not how I plan to do things. All right, Noel, you are here, but stay quiet. Stay quiet. I have to do the intro first, and I have to make sure we have these stragglers who's coming through the door to find out all about you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is Tamid, otherwise known as Tamur al-Amur. You're going to get used to that. You're going to hear that a lot more often. I've decided to go back to my Arab roots and let you know a little something about where I am. There's Tell. Hobo is here. We got more people coming through the door. Today is episode number 3 of the T-Show. I was just telling my buddy Tell that after the first technical hiccup that we had during the first show with hemorrhaging, I was kind of like, I got a little worried about it. But I think we're okay. If we have any technical issues, please do me a solid. Let me know. Right now is the big test when I switch over to Tell's screen and have him say hello. Let's give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's with us on the screen today. It's Mr. TellNoel himself. Thank you so much for being here. Say hi to everybody, Tell. Say hi.
Hi, everybody, Tell.
Oh,
hi.
Good. Hi, Tell. Tell hi. Tell hi. It worked. All right, it's working, so that's good. All right, that's great to hear. Tell, man, thank you so much for being here, bro. As your request, we've actually got some hip-hop going on in the background because Shells is here. Shell girl, thank you so much, Shell. I can't believe you are alive after what I saw yesterday. The shenanigans were off the proverbial chisane, like they say. Look at me with all my lingo and whatnot. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today. She's just about alive. Lil Calcifer, this is the content that I'm here for. Arbor Vintage is here. We get a chance to talk to one of the lead streamers for Souls games as well as other things. Now, Tell, let's just say hello. I'll give you a chance to say hello to everybody. So Belphegor is here as well. Super. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Kate. I see Kate in there. Belphegor. I see Hero in there.
Koala T is here. Vintage is here. Everybody is here. There are gonna be stragglers. It's gonna be absolutely expected. So I thought you and I will just have a nice little chit chat before we get into the real meaty meals, the meat of who and what TellNoel is. Because let me just tell everyone out there that you did not make this easy for me. You didn't make it easy for me. All right. Yes, we're gonna have a meaty meal, and we're gonna be talking about Tell. First of all, Koala, I'm so happy that you're here. This is potentially the first time that you've come join the stream. But in fairness, I would join the stream if I knew that TellNoel was gonna be there as well. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, part of the reason I invited you here is because I'm jealous of your community. But again, we will talk about that very, very shortly. Yes, you laugh, but you know it's true. You know it's true. So basically, Tell did not make things easy for me. Usually, before I have a guest on, you know, people are fairly open about, you know, who they are. You know, they're more candid about their social media and stuff like that. And I tried. The professional in me tried. I tried to prod and poke in the most polite way I could. Just be like, can you give me something? Just give me something to work with. And he just stayed so adamantly. Oh, you made it so difficult. You did. You really did. But that's neither here nor there, because you are here now and we want to find out a little bit about you. TellNoel, who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Yes, for those that don't know me, I am TellNoel. You can call me Noel, you can call me Tell. Either are fine. I'm a variety streamer. I'm currently going through the Dark Souls series right now. I usually go for horror games, platformers, stuff like that. But I'm trying to branch out and be more variety. And a lot of the streamers that I've met recently are really big into Soul series. So I thought, why not? Let's get into it. And
that's why you did it? Because I have a whole section that we're going to talk about Souls. I was under the impression that you were basically a hardcore Souls gamer, and you always have been. Like, I thought this was something that you've been playing for years and years. I mean, the insanity of the person that actually chooses to voluntarily go play this. I know Little Calcifer is here, and she's a huge Souls, a Souls gamer. Yeah. I don't want to go there just yet. I want to save that for a little bit later, because that's its own conversation by itself. Belfagor says, superhero by day, streamer by night. I 100% agree with that. I don't know what you get up to at night. I mean, I saw your Instagram. You like concerts. That's kind of cool. And one thing I did see, but I will again, like, I have to kind of, Revenant is here for the free Noel. I was told there would be some Noel here. Yes, I would like some Noel. But I mean, like, you're a hard worker, dude. From what I can tell. Shelgro, thank you so much for hosting the stream. You are a hard worker. I know you've got a regular, like, I don't know if it's a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 8 or what the hours are, but you work hard. And then you come back and you do 8-hour streams, and you take care of your viewers, and you give love to your community, and you are just, so the word that comes to mind when I think of Noel is selfless. From what I can tell, you are fairly selfless. TellNoel is hosting the stream. Good job, well done. I should have told you to do that from the beginning, but I completely forgot to do that. Archer is here. Revenant is here. Yeah, you are gonna get some Tell. We're gonna be chit-chatting about that. But I mean, like, so what are you comfortable talking about? Since you are a fairly guarded person, and it's funny because yesterday on your stream you're like, I would be the worst famous person ever. And I have to say, I kind of agree with you, because you don't let anybody see anything else. Or from what I can tell so far, you're very guarded about yourself personally stuff. So what are you comfortable with? Like, if I were to ask you, what's your job? Would you answer that?
Yeah, I work in IT.
Okay.
I do work pretty much a 9-hour day.
Yeah.
Every weekday. 2 hours after my shift, I'm between that 2 hours, I'm eating.
Yeah.
I'm preparing for the stream, and then for usually the minimum 3 hours, I'm streaming, and then it turns into 8 hours. It turns into 4 hours. It turns into 5 hours. I don't know where it goes. But
I mean, it goes into the fact that you're just chilling and you're having such a good time with your community. And I suppose, do you think this would have been like a normal thing if we weren't in the current situation that we're in now? Or do you think that, the COVID and sort of stay at home and just kind of like being like, listen, I'm not going anywhere. I might as well spend hours getting to new people, doing something that I love. Like, how much did that change your trajectory as a streamer, or was it just coincidental?
Yeah, definitely the quarantine, the pandemic had a lot to do with me actually taking the leap to be streaming on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And having a schedule.
Yeah.
So I've been started streaming like maybe 6 years ago, just for fun, just to, I was playing a horror game, and I love horror, and I just like having fun with the games that I play, so why not stream it every now and then? You know, like Evil Within, I would stream that. I did PT, if you guys know PT. When that came out, I had reactions for that.
The PT demo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. Good times.
I never played it. I watched lots of people say Shell's apparently she loves horror, but I do want to throw this out there for anybody who is in the chat. Ask Noel anything. Whether he answers or not is going to be a completely different story, but ask him anything. I'd like your help. If there's anything that you want to know, how does he get such nice skin? That's what I want to know. Okay. Samantha wants to know where your skin, how your skin is so nice. Fairly Sammy is here. Thank you so much for joining the stream, Sammy. I appreciate it. So you started streaming 6 years ago, and you had another username at the time. I want to talk a little bit about the Straw Hats. Because I have to apologize, I'm not a huge anime dude. I tried. I don't know who Monkey B. Lofi is. Monkey D. Lofi, I don't know who that is. But apparently it's kind of like a character. Sun Eater Gaming is here. He loves watching horror games. KFC is here as well. Yeah, so you got a lot of horror fans here. That's treason. I know, I'm learning, and this is why I want to ask. So who and what is the Straw Hat community?
So it's funny because when I changed my name, I totally forgot that I did when I first started like streaming again on a consistent basis. That's when I rebranded, and I was like, you know, I don't want it to make super One Piece. Like, so when people see my username, I don't want them to be like, what the heck is this name? I kind of wanted to highlight
like what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of like that, because it would kind of deter some people, you know, not everybody, but it would kind of like, what is going on with his name? I don't know what that is. So maybe I shouldn't be here, since it's so ingrained in his name. It must be ingrained into his stream deeply. Interesting. Which it not really is. It's just kind of like a thing that I use as a warmth thing, because One Piece revolves around friendship and family, and that's how I want my community to be. I want them to feel like they're family, like they're really,
the tell in your name is actually the verb, as in like you want me to tell you. You want, like, is that how it worked out? Like, just tell Noel. You know, so you're
so funny. Yeah.
So your first name is not Tell, right?
No. I mean, I'm thinking about changing it because people keep calling me it, but yeah, no, it's okay. It's not. It rhymed. It felt good at the time when I did make it. I wanted people to like be so connected with me that they would feel like they could open up to me. So TellNoel, which in a way it actually has happened a little bit, which is blows my mind that I can connect with people like this over Twitch, and I love it to death. And it's part of the reason why I saw actually one of your streams, you were mentioning that I'm the type of guy that when they see the chat, they respond to every line, and they take like
every single line, and you know, and at the cost of gameplay. But I think ultimately that's what, you know, your community, I think that's what the Straw Hat community has grown to appreciate so much. And it's even like, it's a niche area, because they know that they're here, I would say 75% for the conversation and for the community, and 25% for the gameplay, probably something along those lines. And I know that some people actually get impatient. I didn't know this, but I'm learning this as a streamer. I've only been doing this like 2.5 months, right? So I started end of November, like early December. But apparently it's called a pause screen, right? So people can actually push you and be like, hey, you're pause chatting like too much. Just be like, come on, let's get back to the gameplay. I saw this happen on a stream the other day, and I'm like, oh, well, I just learned something new. But I mean, that is a style that I haven't seen, your style that you do. And I really think just the fact that you put so much thought into your name shows that you want to take it, you don't take it seriously, but you're very careful about what you want to represent. Like for me, it was just my name. It was my name. And everybody's like, oh, that's your name. I'm like, yeah, well, that's actually my name. My last name is Gargour, but you thought about it. So obviously you're putting some intention into this. What is the plan? Like, what are you going to do? Is this long term?
I definitely hope so. Yeah. Right now, I don't really know the trajectory. I'm still kind of getting to understand like what makes me different, and how I should use that in the future to steer me in the right path. Right now I'm just having fun with my community and having fun playing these games I've never played. I think here soon I should probably establish like what I want to do, like set that vision, because I would love to stream full time and just be doing that and all day watching other people's streams or
Yeah.
meeting a new streamer and just Twitch and all that content creation. But I don't know if it's very competitive, so
it is competitive. It's super competitive, and unless you can either resort to like shock tactics or gimmicks, or you're either an amazing player, right? You stand out in your field. You're in esports. You don't look at your chat, but you're just so amazing that people don't care. With you, your personality is the loudest, most resounding part of your stream in the very, very best way. And that, that's what I was drawn to. I hate Souls games. I hate them because they're so difficult, and you can do it. Yeah, Tragic Kills says, you can do it. Yeah. I really do think you can. And maybe I'm not the right person to say this. Well, look at you, you've been streaming your whole fucking 2.5 months, and you're telling me that, I think you have it in you. But I really do think that you care so much for your community. You're already putting a lot more thought into it than the majority of people who just go on and play games, like that it shows. But going back to it, who the hell are the Straw Hats? I forgot to get an answer to that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, the Straw Hats are the main characters of One Piece.
By the way, sorry, Fairly Sammy says I threw my controller and gave up on Souls. I don't want that to happen. I know that's going to happen. I'm just going to get upset, and I just don't want that to happen. So who's the One Piece? What's the onesie? What? Yeah, and Hobo says apparently he was surprised you didn't just like quit the stream when I told you I wasn't into anime. But, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm only 35% weeb, so I don't take it offensive.
Okay.
And hi, Sammy. Good to see you. She's actually told me that story before.
I can see it.
Yeah, Straw Hats are pretty much actually the emotes that I dropped in there earlier. Those are the main characters of One Piece, and each of them pretty much have their own story arc. Pretty much Luffy, the main character, meets all of them, and they all have a certain role in his crew, and they all have their own arc, the way he meets them, and it's very dramatic, very emotional, and they all have their own. If you've ever been to my Discord, you would see in my roles, every character has a different motivation. No character is looking for the same thing. No character wants to become the most powerful, and then his friend wants to be the most powerful, and his other friend wants to be the most powerful. No, right. One wants to be the best cook. One wants to be the swordsman. One wants to create some insane things that nobody's ever seen before.
Right.
One wants to be rich and travel around the world. Like, right. It's everyone has their own goals, and that's what I feel like people are. Like, that's what a family is. Everyone's different from each other.
Again, it shows that you put a lot of thought into this. I did a Discord. I'm like, what am I going to call myself? Tams Team. Why did I just put it to me? I meant to put a guest in socials. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this. It's supposed to be your screen. It was on me the whole time like an idiot. But like me, I'm like, oh, what are we going to go? Tams Team. Yeah, that's nice. Alliteration. I like alliteration.
Alliteration is great. I love
sure. I mean, it's got its mechanic, and like the announcements is actually Tannouncements, and like, the rules are Tams terms, right? So I mean, there's a little bit of a thought to it, but not so much with you. You actually went with something that you resound with. Like, I didn't go for Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or anything like that. Which, by the way, are you having your Lord of the Rings stream tonight with Kipasa?
I don't think we're streaming it. We're just gonna have it in the Discord.
Oh yeah, in the Discord. Yeah, of course. No, heavens, no, you wouldn't. Terms and regulations, sir. Please, let's keep things kosher if we could. By the way, Sun Trippy Hippie, thank you so much for being here. Also, Poet Gabriel is here. If you have not followed this gentleman that we are speaking to right goddamn now, and I'm sorry, Poet, because I know that you are spiritual. I don't mean to take the Lord's name in vain, but I just get excited sometimes because I want you to go check out this wonderful individual if you have not already. So yeah, you're here. Thesis is here, or as apparently what you like to call him is the Sis, which I started calling him in my head as well, which is really weird. The Sis.
Have I call Thesis that?
I don't know. It may be you. It may have been somebody else. But yeah, I read it. I'm like, how do I say your name? He's like, yeah, it's just Thesis. There are terms and regulations. You got yourself the Poet Gabriel is checking you out, dude. Poet Gabriel, I cannot tell you what a good person Noel is, and that was one of the things that drew me to him initially when I first started streaming. I don't know how I came across your stream. I think it was through Hero.
I remember the story.
That may actually, yeah, exactly. And you remember exactly how we met. But talking about the community aspect of things. Thank you, Trippy, for the cheer. Very, very kind of you. You do not need to cheer here. We are cheering for Noel here. This is all about you. This is not about the T-Dog for today. I sometimes call myself T-Dog. Is that embarrassing? That's embarrassing, right? I should never.
T-Dog is a cool.
You think I should call myself the T-Dog? No.
I think T-Dog was a character in The Walking Dead too.
Yes, he was. Yeah, but not a good one. No, T-Bone, T-Dog.
Was it T-Bone?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Okay, fine. I will break it up a little bit since you brought it up. Top 3 TV shows. Go for it.
Breaking Bad is definitely up there. Sopranos is probably number 1 for
Breaking
me.
Bad,
Sure.
Sopranos. Easy. Ooh, good one. Ooh, wow, nice. If you're talking Sopranos, you might even want to go earlier. What about like Oz?
I've never seen Oz or The Wire. I've never seen those other, heavy hitters.
The HBO ones that brought everybody to the oh my god, this is the new cinema. That was it. It was Oz, and then it was Sopranos that just raised the bar, and HBO were doing shit, and everybody's like, what the hell is all of a sudden we have real cinema? We're not watching soap operas or comedies. We're watching shit that just. It was actually Oz is crazy. By the way, Smith, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Sopranos Belfagor agrees with you. So he said, Unmuted. Unmuted is back. By the way, Unmuted is a brand new good buddy of mine. He has a show in the UAE. Look at this. I got my layout working. He saw the first episode. That was just, I got it working, buddy. Check this out. Look here. Like I can do guest and I can do guest and socials. I can do host and socials. I could do host, guest, and media, which we're about to do right now while you continue talking about that, because I have something that I would like to share with all of you, if that's okay.
Oh, I thought of a third one, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Twin Peaks is definitely.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and that, very much describes my personality: the horror, the comedy.
Heavens.
Yeah, I love Twin Peaks.
I like where you're going with this. Now, this might screw things up. I'm hoping that it won't, but I will try to do this for you because I speaking of which, this is what I was able to find of you. So if you're just joining now, I want to tell you, Tell gave me a really hard time. He gave me a really hard time. He did not help me do my research. He would not give me any of his socials. I went to his Instagram, which had one goddamn post on it. One goddamn post. And a bunch of concerts. I like the concerts. At least I could use that on my show. But otherwise, you gave me the runaround. You would not help me do my research, which is usually, as a radio host, I'm used to people being like, oh, go look at this, go find out here. You didn't give me any information. You forced me to have to resort to sources that I wouldn't have normally done to get shit that I needed. So
this photo.
So I don't know, do you remember that day? What's going on there?
Oh, definitely. I love this segment too. It reminds me of what is it, Hot Ones, where they do have you seen it when they're show me your Instagram and then they explain that gram, I think.
Right. Okay. Well, I've never seen it, but that's kind of what I'm going for right now, because I want to know what's this day? What is that about? That was, you look cute. I'm not saying I would kick you out of bed for eating crackers, but still. You make a compelling argument, for. Okay, but yeah, what is this? Who is this? What's happening here?
That was my cousin's wedding.
Okay.
And they had a photo booth there, and they had a bunch of props.
Oh, the photo booth. Yeah, of course.
So people had sombreros. They had I don't know, mustaches, and this is before COVID, so we can all swap all those things, and But I was like, why not? Let's just get goofy.
It's so funny to think of that. Right now we have our lives. Yeah, Chubb says roids. Look at those specs. Yeah. Oh, my specs. No, don't look at me. Look at TellNoel's hair. My specs. Yeah, I'm wearing my pink on pink, by the way. I actually color coordinated today to look fancy schmancy. I kind of look like the same color of your hair. What is that? Cotton candy color? I think that's what it's called, right?
No, it looks. Yeah, I'm working it, honestly. You
are working it. Chubbs, I'm so happy you were here. Thank you so much for it. Now I have to actually go back to the original share, which might ruin things again. I'm going to hope it doesn't, but you know what? I'll be able to fix it. Will I be able to fix it? Might not. You never know.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Here, I will close this, and then we'll go back to it again. All right. So you do, since we are talking about this, I want to also talk about... some of your redemptions. You come up with some great redemptions. How do you come up with your redemptions, man? Like, one of my, of course, everyone knows that you do poetry, or at least that was one of your big ones, is that you write poetry for somebody who's collected 10,000 points. And it's not like you write a little limerick or something like that. I remember Mick Vase said that. He's like, this is not a limerick. This is like a full-fledged, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to think about the actual person I'm writing it for. You spend, again, you spend time and effort thinking about your community at the expense of your own time. So how did you come up with that? And like, do you love doing that? Is that your, what's your favorite redemption?
I think so with my redemptions, like how I think about it, to answer that question, I honestly don't know like where I got the poetry thing from.
Yeah.
I might have seen another streamer and saw them, they had a poetry book, like, you know, where you just buy a book of poetry and they're like, here, redeem this. And
yeah, because it's easy to like read and to do voices and stuff, but you took it a step further though. And also, by the way, the poet Gabriel is indeed actually a poet, and he says, "Ooh, a fellow poet. Ooh, happy to hear." And I have heard your poems. I was unable to find one, unfortunately. I don't know why, but I mean, I know they're there, but you're just gonna have to go follow Noel and hope that have you finished all of your redemptions? Because you limited them to 10 redemptions. Are they gone?
So they're redeemed already.
They're redeemed. Okay.
I haven't written. I have 3 more to write, and actually, I don't know if Hero's still here. This is the next one.
Oh, Hero got one.
Yeah, Hero got one.
I was too busy like throwing away stupid points on like highlight my message. I was young and silly, and I didn't understand the worth.
I like my message.
I didn't understand the worth of the channel points, and I was just young and stupid, and you know, now I regret it. I should have just I would have had like 20,000 at this point. By the way, to everybody who's watching right now, if you do have a question for Tell, please don't be shy. I can't guarantee he's going to answer it, but I would like to say, you know, he might want to. Right, so Chubbs is waiting for the 10K reward. Yeah, I actually have write a song, and I'm not gonna lie, that was partly inspired by you. I'm like, what can I do? And this is something I always talk about, like as a streamer, like, what are you good at? What can you do? And I'm like, all right, well, shit, I can write music. And I'm like, okay, fine. What if that's like a big redemption? Yo, Chubbs, is that a 10K or is that a 20K? I think it's a 20K.
Yeah, I'd say 10K is pretty.
I think it's a 20K. Yeah, it's a 20K. Well, shit, man, I'm gonna start doing it. Fairly Sammy says, I'm honestly nervous. Click that button. Which button? Which button? Click which button, Sammy?
Song button.
I don't know. It could be. Oh, don't click the button. Yeah, that's just Pretzel Rocks. Don't worry about that. It'll give you a virus. You don't need that. I followed Noel because Tamara vouched for you, but now that I found out that you're a poet, I'm glad that Thank you. Fubos, thank you so much for the follow. You've just been hanging around. Now is a good time to actually, because we've been skirting around each other, Fubos and I. We've been skirting, like, so now it's official. Thank you so much for the follow. Love the alert. That is me doing a barbershop quartet follow that I spent a few minutes doing. I have one for subscription and one for raid as well. But you know, that's what I do. That's what you do. You are an aspiring musician. Let's not get this twisted. You are a musician, young man. Yes, you are.
Me?
Yes, you. Yes, I've seen you sing. Even yesterday, you were singing Backstreet Boys. So let's not pretend that you are not a musician, shall we? Okay. So I mean, look. Obviously, you absolutely love music. I wanted that. That's exactly what the song was. Tragic. That's exactly what the song was.
Goodness gracious.
And it wasn't bad, dude. It wasn't bad. Actually, you know what? Shit. I think I'm not mistaken, but I think this is the perfect segue.
What are we segueing? What is it?
Oh, you're gonna hate me so much.
Oh no, you didn't.
You are gonna hate me so goddamn much, ladies and gentlemen. I found something. I don't know if you know about this, but Monkey D. Luffy actually has a Spotify account, and Monkey D. Luffy has a song.
SoundCloud.
A SoundCloud, yeah. You got a song. You got a song called "So Fly."
Dude, I don't even remember that.
Oh snap! Yeah. So here's a song called "So Fly" that you did with something called Looper. It must have been an application or something where you basically just recorded yourself singing, and
Oh my
and
God, what is
this is "So Fly" by Monkey D. Luffy. You heard it here first. Let me know. I hope this works. Here we go.
Oh no.
This is for you, buddy.
I'm terrified.
I will obey you.
Oh my
They
God.
wanna know what I couldn't say.
I remember this.
You are the only one who's ever really seen me. I know that I'm the reason that you don't watch any TV. I wanna lay on your stomach so bad, and it gets a little quiet in this bachelor pad. And I don't really understand the thing we had. I wanna try again, but it would just be sad. Oh,
Look at that!
you are the only one.
Look at that! You tell me you're not a musician. What is this?
We can make it easy, we can do it simple. I'll be waiting right there, promise to be gentle. Sitting by your window, girl, you're so fly to me.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So Fly. No, stop, SoundCloud. That's all I needed, SoundCloud. That's all I needed.
Recommended?
Because then it goes on to Tomorrowland, and of course you're a big purveyor of
Wow. Oh my
of.
God, this could count.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. I had to. You could have made it easier for yourself, but instead you challenged me. So I had to find stuff that I didn't think I was going to be able to find anywhere else. Dude, you are an aspiring musician, dude. He's like, Fairly Sammy says, I would buy that song. Fubai says, I love the beatboxing. You know, I got to add a little something to that. Belfagor is apparently, Tamara's Twitch's Nardwar. I don't know Nardwar? No, Nardwar. I don't.
Seriously.
What's Nardwar?
Nightwire, ding 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 ding.
Oh, the dude?
Ding, ding, ding. Nightwire, ding ding ding.
The dude that goes around with the how do you know that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's Salty McSalty?
Salty McSalty?
Yeah.
Saltman?
Yeah, who's Salty McSaltman?
Why? Is he in there?
No, he's not in here, but was he one of your original crew a long time ago?
Yes. Right. So when I was doing the horror thing, when I was doing the casual streaming thing,
Okay.
I had I had people that would come in. At one point, I had like around 100 viewers that would be watching me. I don't know how. This is when Twitch was, getting integrated with PS4, with all this stuff. So getting in there and just doing horror games, everyone wanted to see horror. It was like the big thing.
Right.
It was easy to get in, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I didn't take it seriously. But there was two people, Cloud1, who has come back to me. He's part of the server, and Salty McSaltman, which he came back too.
Oh, Cloud1. Yeah, that's right. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's part of the server. He's always posting food in the food channel. He's from San.
Right.
He's from San
I know
Fran.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's always making me envious of those meals. But yeah, Salty McSaltman was the other one there, the elusive Salty. We never knew anything about him. He was so mysterious, and yeah, he came back, and now he lurks because we know he's there. I don't look at viewers when I'm streaming.
Right.
So
which is a smart practice. I just want to throw it out there. That's actually really smart because I mean, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Some of the pitfalls and some of the more difficult aspects of streaming, because everybody thinks it's all roses and stuff, but there is a lot of pressure, especially if you put unrealistic pressure on yourself. And I've been I've been fighting that too, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. But yeah, okay. So you're a musician at heart. You've got a long background. McSalty, if you're here, please say hi, Salty McSalterson. I know that's not the correct name, but that's what I'm going to call him. Yeah, I tried to go back as far as I could. I even found a couple of pictures from you. Nothing too crazy. Don't worry about it. I think the worst is over for you. Okay. I think the worst is over, but this was from 2014. You're a big convention dude. Who is Kyle?
Okay, I'm gonna plug a big streamer right now.
Do it.
So I don't know. Maybe people know who these people are. I don't know if you knew about a website called Game Trailers back in the day.
Of course, I knew Game Trailers. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, now that you mention it, that makes a lot more sense now.
This was PAX back in 2014.
Yeah.
PAX Prime in Seattle.
Yeah.
We got to go because this is when I was living in Portland, so we got to just drive up there and finally go to PAX Prime. And this is the Game Trailers guys. They had a what's it called? The talking, whatever they call exposition. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a panel. Sorry, panel, and that's Brandon Jones, pretty much one of the co-owners of Game Trailers.
Yeah.
And that's Kyle Bossman. They're
Right.
now called Easy Allies.
Okay.
And they still stream. They're big streamers. And Kyle just left Easy Allies, and he still streams. He's even bigger than the Allies. He's hilarious. Actually, if I was to relate my inspiration for any streamer, it would probably be his comedy style.
That's actually cool, because I wanted to know if you had to pick like the top 3 people that you model yourself as a streamer. Again, I don't even want to say that, because you're so unique that I don't think you model yourself after anyone. I have never seen anyone like you, and I mean that in the most, in the most heartfelt way, honestly. Also, Que Pasa, thank you so much for joining, buddy. But yeah, your top 3 streamers, who would you say?
Top 3. So I don't really watch a lot of like big streamers, really. So it would probably be small streamers. So if I was to say a top 3, I would probably say Kyle, Easy A, and you.
No, come on, no. That's
honestly, that third one is really hard to like. Honestly, I would only say 2, because I don't really watch streamers. Like, I mean, besides you guys, like that's what I watch now.
Right, because now, and it's true. We're considered, I mean, you're bigger than me, but we're considered small streamers. But even that is like, if you want, you can put 20 hours a day into it and still not scratch this surface at all. It is just absolutely huge. But that's why I think it's so cool when you do go out of your way and you start to form these actual relationships. The only thing for me that I find kind of worrying is that I don't want to end up that we have to use each other as sort of like temporary friends, and then when we get too big, you kind of like, because unfortunately that's a natural progression of things. Some people you will keep in touch with, and some people you will eventually lose touch with. It's just the way things go. But I hope it doesn't happen with you. Like, and I do have a few people that I've met, and I was doing my master's degree for a whole year, and I was physically going into class every day, meeting with the same people day in, day out. But I've met more people that I would call friends over the past 2.5 months that I've never actually met in person. And I just think that's one of the good things about Twitch. That's one of the good things about, this thing, and making your community and integrating communities. It's not all good, as we will talk about in a bit, but it's not all bad. What is basketball?
The sport?
Yeah, I don't know what basketball is. What is basketball? You seem to like it. I don't know anything about it. Who's the Lakersons? What do they do? What they have to throw it in a hoop or something? What?
LeBron James.
Who's LeBron James? Like where does your love for sports come from, man?
That definitely comes from my upbringing. I grew up in like my mom loves sports. She loves football, which I don't really watch much. But growing up with a single parent, we at the time, the person she was with really loved basketball. Yeah. And this is like in a pivotal area of my childhood and stuff. So back then, like, it was just my mom is from LA. She grew up in LA, originally from Lebanon. Yeah. She was the last of her siblings to come over to be there. And then so LA life and the Lakers. You think of Lakers when it comes to sports. There's no such thing at the time as Clippers, unless you're just want to be different.
I don't. Blue Sky Blackbird, thank you so much for joining. I'm learning about foosball, the thing where you have to throw the ball into the hoops and then the whatnot comes down and then the buzzer goes bam and that kind of thing. Like, I don't know why I've never. I mean, looking at me, you can probably tell I'm not the most sporty person. I mean, your avatar is practically you in a Lakers jersey, like playing hoops. I couldn't tell you. Like, I know Michael Jordan and some dude called Larry Bird. So like, I'm not even relevant with today. I don't know. I'm talking about people who I've heard of 15 years ago and 20 years ago. But like, sports has never been really my kind of thing. But you did touch on something very, very interesting, and I was surprised when I found out that you were originally, or at least by blood, Lebanese. Do you associate with that at all, or has it just become something that's just passed through blood and it's not really necessarily something that's ingrained in your culture? Because that's something that I struggle with personally on a day-to-day basis, and I lived in Jordan, and my father is Palestinian Jordanian. And I still wonder where I lie on the spectrum sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like am I American? Am I Irish? Am I Palestinian? Am I Jordanian? Like, how much of this is going to actually influence who I am as a person? Like, how important is it you to represent your blood culture, or is it just something that, you know what, this is where I was born, this is who I am, like, that's kind of the past, that doesn't really represent who I am right now?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I definitely do not deny that part of my life or hide that part, like my blood or anything. I actually love that that's my culture, that's my family, that's the side of my family that I grew up with. You know? My father, who I never met, was Ecuadorian, so I have the Ecuadorian face. Unfortunately, I can't.
You could. I mean, no,
face.
you could go both ways. I could see the mix of both, but also, you know, a lot of people don't know that, you know, South America actually has one of the highest percentage of the Lebanese population in the world.
So so I've heard. Yeah.
You know, I mean, but I mean, have you been there? You know the food. No. You definitely know the food.
I do know the food. That was my upbringing for sure. I wish I could cook more of it, but no, I would love to go. There was a point where my family wanted to go back and just, you know, visit and stuff, but me not knowing, like, and also touching on the question you said earlier, how much does that, do you acknowledge it? How much is it ingrained into you?
Yeah.
That is a picture right there.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you saw that? Sorry, I meant to do screen share. I didn't mean that you would see it right now. We'll get to that in a second.
No, I don't know the language, so it's difficult for me to like, if I meet someone that's Lebanese, like, oh, I'm Lebanese too. It's hard for me to like really not like connect, but it's language. It's a lot of things that link cultures is language, or if you're there, and it's very difficult when you don't know the language, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because you know, when you meet I know probably know this really well. I don't, because I don't know the language. But even if you just know some words in Spanish, like a sentence in Spanish, just a random sentence, like how are you today? You say it in Spanish, and then you can see the person light up.
Right.
Like they didn't expect to see it from you. Like,
right.
Oh, they know, they understand that culture.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't get that.
Yeah.
Which maybe someday we'll see. But,
well, you know, dude, I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna get out of this. Like, I haven't seen my family back in Jordan in almost a year and a half now. You know, we said maybe summer, but realistically speaking, I don't even know if that's gonna be possible. But you know what? If ever the chance opportunity comes up, dude, I will show you. Lebanon is a great fucking place.
So I've heard.
It's a great place. It's in tatters right now because, you know, the government is absolutely corrupt, and they will absolutely ravage it until it goes into the ground. But that's neither here nor there. Like, the people are so awesome. They're so resilient because they've had to put up with so much shit for so long that they just don't care, and they just want to have a good time. And you know, like, it's kind of crazy. I remember one of my best friends was having a bachelor party in Lebanon, and there was like fires in the street, and there was like explosions happening, like a few down, and then we called the concierge. We're like, yo, everything. I was like, no, don't worry, no, everything is fine, it's fine. I was just like, okay, if you're used to it, you're used to it. Tell us about this picture. You got to meet Mike Tyson? When did you do that? I don't know why Mike Tyson sounds like Samantha. He does not sound like Samantha, but like, yo, that's kind of cool, man.
Yo, when was this? This was I remember the flight. It was on a Southwest flight. If you don't know Southwest Airlines, it's pretty much you get there as soon as you can, check in as soon as you can, and the sooner you check in, the better. The sooner you get on the plane and pick your seats.
Right.
So we got in our seats, and everyone's filing in. It looks like no one's left coming on the plane. All of a sudden, Mike Tyson, just last person on the plane, walks all the way to the back of the plane, as you can see, right near the bathrooms, and everyone's just like, okay. Like, Mike Tyson's, this is on a plane. Sorry.
And he doesn't look like an inconspicuous dude, right? I mean, no. You know, there are celebrities that can get away with being like, nah, you know, I can't remember who it was. It was Jean, the guy who was in Lyon, The Professional. And I remember I walked past him and I'm like, was that Jean? Was that? Like, you do a double take. You would not have to do a double take if you saw Mike Tyson walking down the street, you know? I mean,
right.
Basically, Mike Tyson, Mr. Cammy, thank you so much for being here. It's funny. Mike Tyson sounds like Samantha. Who would have thought? You know, there's something that we share there. Thank you, Mystic, for being here. We are having ourselves a time. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anybody lurking out there that hasn't already given TellNoel a follow, please do that. He's a fantastic dude with a great sense of community and a great gamer. So this is what I was telling Hero the other day. And I kind of mentioned it to you the other day as well. I'm jealous of your community, and I feel a lot of that is actually deep-rooted in the Souls game. Oh, Poet Gabriel says, talk like Samantha. Rat Act is also here. It looks like he didn't mind the pick, too. Some famous people might tell you to go away. It's true. It looks like he was he looks actually genuinely pretty happy there, so I think that's really cool.
Very cool guy.
But yeah, so let's talk about Souls a little bit. Souls, like, has that proven to be the biggest boon, the sudden boost to your community because there's so many supportive Souls gamers and there's strictly Souls?
Yeah, that's a really, really a good question, actually. I wonder what my channel would look like in my community if I hadn't started streaming it.
Because that's what I know you as. Like, I missed when you played Ori. You used to play Ori a long time ago. Like, you played platformers, you played Resident Evil. I have a couple of Resident Evil. Laura, thank you so much for the sub. Very, very kind of you. If you do not know Laura, who TellNoel is, please do yourself a favor. Check him out. He is our featured guest of today. Bob, thank you so much for being here. Laura, I had such a good time jumping on your stream yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Attention on you, Tell. Attention on you. But I just did want to throw it out there. I had a great time on your stream. Okay, yeah. So the Souls community. So yeah, I missed the Ori platforming. I missed the Resident Evil. I have a couple of clips of you playing Resident Evil where you spoil your pantaloons, which I always enjoy playing. We're gonna play that shortly. But the Souls community is so special, and like really you kind of like you support each other because it's so difficult that you need to be there. Be like, no, you need this weapon, or somebody will help you with builds. I've seen, I can't remember who it is that's playing now. McVeigh's is basically, Macanu. I think it's Macanu is following McVeigh's build advice, and he's actually streaming it. And he's thanking him in every stream. Like, the title is "I follow McVeigh's build advice," and he's playing that. So like, how many people have you met specifically because you're playing that game?
Dozens. Oh, dozens. Yeah, like I said, like I don't know where my channel would be if I hadn't started streaming Souls. Like, I don't know what I expected because they're notoriously difficult games,
right?
So
that's why I don't play them, because for me it's like when I was a kid I'd play games to get away from the hardships, right? And even as I get older, I don't want to stress myself out. I want to play games because I want to enjoy myself. But at the same time, you have other people who are like, no, I want to play Hollow Knight. I want to play, even Ori was like a test. It was right on the limit for me. Oh, thank you so much for love for the host. Very, very kind of you. Yeah, Mystic says, Noel, sir, you are one hell of a bloke. I do agree. But yeah, I don't think I can do that. And I'm like, what do you think of this decision? And now it's known as a From Software game, right? So they liken it. I played the Star Wars The Fallen Order, and that was the most from-like game. It's called a from-like game that I've ever played, and it killed me. It kicked my ass. But at least in that, I could put down the difficulty, and then I could actually beat a boss, and then put it back up to medium. You can't do that in From games. So like, what is it? The challenge? Is it the thrill?
Sorry, excuse me.
Gotta hydrate.
Seriously, maybe I should real quick. That is also a very good question, because so I try to take it not very seriously. Like, even on my desk, like, I always try to get something out of it. Like, not either just learning something about why I died, or taking away the funny moment from chat, like, and just capitalizing on like what the chat says after I die or something, you know, making something negative into something positive. That's the way to play those kinds of games, for sure. Right. Because games like that are notoriously difficult, Cuphead as a platformer.
Oh my God.
You
just gave me anxiety just by saying that name. Like, no, not for me. Or like, I Am Bread or something, or Getting Over It with, what is it? Getting over it with, you don't know what I'm talking about? This guy who's like stuck in a Follow. Oh! Image Gabriel, thank you so much. Yeah, I Am Bread is absolutely horrible. Rat Act said, any man that streams Dark Souls has my respect. You've got my follow. Rat Act gave you a follow.
You so much.
Bob, I will get to your comment shortly. Oh, Bob is writing a book. See, Bob says, I'm happy to know he started. He's writing a book about Angela and the jail cell. I'll talk a bit more about that perhaps later on. But right now, difficult games and like, okay, so you don't let it bother you? You don't end up like rage quitting and throwing your thing at the thing? Like, I can't.
Oh, I've definitely had my share of rage moments, that's for sure. Sometimes you just can't. You have to take a walk, take a lap. Like yesterday, I had a walk and then come back, and then people in jail like, "Where'd he go?" I'm like, "I'm back already." Like, I just needed to.
But you also walk away when I'm not sure if I caught your first ever hype train, or maybe it was the second, but it definitely looked like it was one of the most emotional hype trains. I was there for one, and I think you had to take a moment. You disappeared from the screen for a bit, like I think a good like 35 seconds, and then you came back, and you're just like, okay, is it safe? I don't think it was a comedic moment. I think it was like a genuine, like, I don't know what to do here. I'm actually I'm overwhelmed like with appreciation, and those moments are really cool. Like, again, it comes back to the community that you've created. I don't think those things happen to people who aren't nurturing. Right. Who don't give that positivity back. Like, I know a lot of people get off being like, okay, my streamer persona is going to be a total asshole. You know, I'm going to talk trash everybody I play with and stuff. But I will personally never follow somebody like that, and I will never watch somebody who, you know. And it's not even about the game. I think, you know what, even if I hate Call of Duty and I'm not an Apex player and I'm not a competitive player like that, I've joined people's streams because they are so enjoyable and they are so nurturing that I will watch them play just because they're lovely to hang around. And I think that's one of the cool things, that you feel like you're hanging around a community, which is why I think the Souls thing is actually really, really important. Hero and I were chatting yesterday. Oni, exactly. Oni was the one, like, Oni was awesome. He jumped onto my stream once, and then we became like friends. And I know you play competitive multiplayer, but when I watch you stream, I watch you because you're enjoyable to watch, not because I'm enjoying the gameplay. But that's a personal preference. Menace, thank you so much for being here. Noel, Poet Gabriel wants to know if you have a poetry book out. He's thinking of publishing some of his work. Maybe maybe in the future when you release your album, perhaps.
Right, my Backstreet Boys cover album.
But since we are talking about Souls, Hero and I were actually talking about Death Throat. Thank you so much for being here. Hero and I were talking about Ask Noel. He wanted to know what your top 3 or your most memorable moments in the Souls games have been. Do you remember like gameplay moments that really stood out to you? Because I can say, like, I can pick moments in games, but that you're talking about 3-4 games altogether, I suppose, including. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't expect that question. Oh, there have been so many just moments, either just ridiculously difficult moments or just accomplishing moments. I definitely say in Dark Souls 2, which I had surprisingly liked more than I expected to, especially after all people saying a lot of negative stuffs about it.
So what is it? 1 is the classic, 2 is basically the Indiana Jones, right? Number 2 is Temple of Doom. Nobody likes that. And then the third one is like the best one.
I like Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom is horrible. We'll talk about that in a bit, actually. But, you know, while you finish this, okay, fine. So you say 2 had some good moments in it?
Yeah, I'd say the bosses at the end of DLC 1 and 2, I beat on accident, actually. I have this challenge point reward where I have to strip my character naked and I can only just use the weapon. So you have no armor technically. But that negates after I go through a fog wall. Okay. So I went through the fog wall, I beat the boss, so I could have put clothes on.
God, oh no.
Little did I know I kept the clothes off because there was a boss in the next fog wall right next to it, and then I got in there and I beat it on the first attempt. So 2 back-to-back first attempts on a DLC. That was like the highlight of that for sure. That's one of my crowning achievements in Souls.
I would say so. I would say that sounds pretty awesome.
But also, actually I have 3. Fume Night in DLC 2 in Dark Souls. So for me, I want to beat the fight. Okay. But sometimes
it is the challenge. It is partly the challenge of like, okay,
yes,
no, yeah, all right.
It feels good overcoming it for sure. Like when you just feel the rush but
like in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
But like sometimes during the fight, I'll just feel like, oh my god, this feels good. Like who create like it'll all be going through my mind while I'm fighting this thing. And so Fume Knight was like is my favorite Dark Souls boss because just mechanically he's so different. He can change the pacing of his attacks. He can have slow attacks, fast attacks, medium attacks.
Right.
He'll do counter attacks, and I just never fought a boss like that before.
Right.
He's just so awesome. His sword is amazing. So that was another moment. And then recently during Dark Souls 3, I thought it was funny, at least because I like laughing at myself. Why if you can't laugh at yourself, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, you know. I was fighting a boss called Pontiff in Dark Souls 3 that I'm playing right now, and it felt like Fume Knight. A lot of it mechanically felt like that moment that I just referred to. Just like the same kind of like you could sense the inspiration. And then during the fight, I was just losing focus because I was like so enraptured by that. Like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like I feel so similar. And then the music kicks in, and then the music distracted me. I couldn't focus. I was like, this music is beautiful. I was losing it. And so things like that, like not just accomplishing it, but just hearing all these variables coming together in this fight just overwhelms me. Like, you know, like I don't know, what is it called? Something overload?
Stimulus overload.
Yeah, like sensory overload.
Sensory overload. Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And it just, so those are my 3 moments for sure.
I think we've grown so much as gamers. Like, I still meet a few people every now and then who are kind of like, well, you know, why do you play? Like, you know, games are stupid. Like, games are stupid. I'm like, first of all, from a Hollywood aspect and from a monetary aspect, games have completely overtaken Hollywood, right? Second of all, it's no longer Pac-Man. We have evolved so much. The games that we play instill emotional responses unlike anything because they meld music. Not only do that, you are interacting, you are making conscious decisions, you are affecting the outcome of it. So you're not even just watching a movie that has a great soundtrack and great cinematography. You're controlling it. You're there. You're putting yourself in it. I mean, I remember the first game that actually made me cry was Red Dead Redemption 1. When you actually cross over into Mexico for the first time and you hear Jose Gonzalez's guitar song come on and you see the sunrise over Mexico, I'm like, Jesus. It made me tear up. It filled up my heart because the music with the visuals and the fact that he had just survived this huge ordeal, like games are not games anymore. They are experiences. I just think it's so awesome that we've come all this way. And I'm like, I think Twitch is cool in the sense that like now we get to we can all share that experience. And some people may not have access to PCs or different consoles, but they get to jump on. Like, I would say the only person I've ever seen and the only streamer that I've ever seen, and this is not, I don't know who Jackeyeseptic is. Like, I know who they are, but the only person I've actually voluntarily watched is Markiplier, and I have such a man crush on him. I have a man crush on you, too. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? I think everybody has small streamers that they aspire to. Like, even when you and I are sitting here talking, even though we're, like, around the same level of views, around the same level of whatever, like, stats and stuff, I'm humbled the fact that you want to spend time and talk to me. And I think every streamer has those sort of, you know what, they're similar, but they kind of like, they get a little bit like giddy when they're watching and when they interact back and stuff. I think that's really, really cool. So
yeah,
on a personal note, thank you so much for taking the time to chill. If anyone here is chilling and you have not followed TellNoel yet, I don't know. Jack, I know you're here. Jack the Steve guy, Mod Squad, thank you so much for joining. I will go ahead and do this for you right out because you get the personal shout out, Tell, in case anybody here has not yet followed Tell. Please do so. He's a fantastic dude. Now we're going to get a little bit serious. Can I get a little bit serious?
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Not terribly serious, but you know, there are things about streaming, and we were talking about how, you know what, for the most part it's great and there are a lot of good things about it, but you know, Menace knows, I posted something earlier on today about the pitfalls of streaming and how difficult it is to keep up the momentum and to keep up the positivity, especially when you're streaming for 8 hours a day or 3 hours a day, or even if you have a schedule. It's rewarding, but it's draining. What do you do when you feel like you're reaching your limit? Depression may get the best of some people. Some people, they struggle with emotional, imbalances, they struggle with, you know, mental imbalances, they struggle with whatever it is, that they may be good one day and completely out the next day, and they will still stream, which I don't know if that's a good idea. But you personally, like, how do you overcome the anxiety, the pressures? How do you move forward without putting unrealistic expectations on yourself as a streamer?
Very good question. That's why part of the reason why I don't have the viewers list ever showed, because I do
smart, man. Super smart, really.
I didn't realize how anxious of a person I was until I actually like went to a doctor one day and told him I think I have like a stomach problem, like, because I was having stomach issues.
He's like, dude, that's anxiety.
Yeah, she
you have ulcers. Congrats.
She literally came out and was like, do you have anxiety? Do you know if you suffer from anxiety? I'm like, no, I don't. No, I'm relaxed, kind of, you know. And then I don't know, a year or so later, I was like, wow, she understood. Like, you know, usually doctors, they just want to get you out of the office. You know, I don't want to touch on that, but you know, just in case there's any doctors, I appreciate doctors. But you know, sometimes you just like, okay, I just feel like I haven't been helped. But looking back on that, I was like, wow, yeah, I'm anxious. I'm an anxious person. Yeah. So I try to hide all that stuff. And so when I first started streaming, I definitely struggled with that kind of, like, especially when you don't have anyone in your chat to start out with.
Right. And you're like, you know, do people want to be here? Why are they here? Yes. And then the people who are there, you're kind of like, they're just here because they feel sorry for me. They're just here because somebody sent them here for support, you know, and it's just and even when you're going to have 100 viewers, I really think you're probably still going to feel the same to a certain extent, because you're going to be looking above you, as opposed to looking at where you started from and where you are. And I think we forget to constantly do that. And we're always comparing ourselves to other people. Menace says, it can make you sad that no one's there to share a great moment. It's true. We were just talking about these great moments when you experience something. But that's also where I put a hard stop on. There are some games which are my games, and there are some games which are shared games. I've been sitting on Cyberpunk. I've been waiting for Cyberpunk for 5 years. I haven't started it yet. I will not stream it because this is my game. I'm not sharing it with any of you fuckers out there. This is my experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not streaming it. I'm not narrating it. I'm going to enjoy it. And I still haven't gotten to it because I'm still fucking streaming. Yeah. So it's like, and that throws something else off, is that I've heard a couple of people say that streaming has kind of impeded their enjoyment of video games, which I think is a very dangerous thing, because stop streaming if it's going to ruin an output like that, because gaming has been so important to me that I can't imagine losing. I remember I got a little depressed a few years ago, and I didn't play anything for 6 months, and I used to tell my wife I was actually worried that I had just lost an interest, like a huge interest, and I was concerned. Turns out that the games that season were shit, and I just wasn't interested. But like, I was worried that was a real thing. Have there ever been moments in your stream where you felt uncomfortable or you get bad vibes from people, and like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you do it? You're to a certain extent, you're a public figure, and you have to maintain composure, and you have to be cool. And I know that somebody was telling me when you become affiliate and when you become partner, you're not allowed to like talk. Slaughtermelon, thank you so much. No good games came out during the Fortnite phase, Slaughtermelon says. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. But yeah, I mean, like, you will face trolls, you will face toxicity, you will face people who challenge you and your good nature. Yeah. How do you approach that? What do you do?
Actually, me and K-Pos and Masa had a little bit of a talk about this, because it didn't happen in one of my streams, but I've seen it happen in some of my friends, and it's really unfortunate. They definitely handled it in the right way, because they have a good support system of mods and a strong foundation to really help them through it. So when we had that talk, I realized I don't know what I'd do. Like, I think it definitely depends on the situation, because every situation is different. And I just hope at the time that I will be able to figure it out on the fly. I am prepared for those situations, and I'm lucky to have not encountered them yet. But like you said, they do happen. And I don't know. We'll see in the future what happens, how I respond.
I hope
to
it never happens to you.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope it. You're honestly one of the best people. I'm probably gonna help wrap things up. I do want to show a couple of clips that I had prepared for you guys. I want to show you, but I do want to welcome S.E. Russell to the channel. Thank you so much for joining.
S.E.
Very, very kind of you. Also, Ray's here. Ray, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Fairly Sammy says, I honestly felt that way when I first played Life is Strange 2 because I can relate to the series, so I wanted to play it alone. Now I'm ready to share it with others. Just a bit of a side thing for you guys. I played What Remains of Edith Finch from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I streamed it. I voluntarily knew that I was in for an emotional ride. I did not know that I was going to break out bawling 3 times in 3 hours and make real connections with people that joined me from the first 10 minutes until the end of the game. We shared something, even though there was an average of like 10 people that actually watched the whole playthrough. Everybody shared stories. Everybody cried. Everybody opened up. Everybody just said, you know what, fuck it. If this kind of stream, if this is what it is. Blue Sky Blackbird, I don't know if you're still here, but we met there and you actually helped me through it. And I think that was one of the most awesome moments for me in Twitch, because that showed that it really is a community. It's not just people. They stayed with me. They shared. And I was unashamed to just break down. For Love says, touching to hear the issues that other people are having. Everybody's got something, man. Everybody's got something. SE says that's beautiful. Thank you so much. You're beautiful. Let's play a couple of clips for you. I'm not great at this because I have to keep switching back and forth, and I also have to kind of like switch between turn off the volume, put up the volume, play this. What are we watching here? This is what a heart attack looks like. Last year, this is what a heart attack looks like. Look at you playing Resident Evil. Here, let's put it on full screen. Check this out. Here we go. You were so young in the corner. Ugh.
This is a nightmare. Oh my god! Oh my god. What?
I gotta play this game now. I gotta play this game. It's funny. I've started to notice that people really do want to see you play really, really scary games. But you know what? There are scary moments, but there are also funny moments as well. This was one of your top rated clips. I haven't actually seen this, and you can tell from your setup. By the way, I want to ask you about your chair in just a moment. But your chair, is it a good chair? It looks like a good chair. It looks like it's a reasonable chair.
Yeah. It's mediocre.
Mediocre at best. All right, here we go. This is called Noel, and this was clipped by McVeigh's. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it with you guys while we're here because we are getting ready to wrap up. I have good news for you, Tell. We actually managed to make it past the 1 hour mark comfortably, happily.
Wow, seriously.
Nobody got any heart attacks. It wasn't that anxiety inducing, except for maybe the "you are the reason I only love you." That was the only thing that kind of.
We got out of the way early.
I can play it again. I closed it, but I can play it again. But no, here we go. Here's what's going on here. What are you doing? What? Wait, what was that? Wait, hold on a second. What is this? What are you doing in the corner of the screen? That's the clip? What are you doing? What were you doing? Let's one more time. One more time. Explain, please. Explain what is going on there. You got nothing?
Oh, I know what's happening. So Essie's laughing because Phasmo. Phasmo has some weird little character designs, and so when you crouch, when you look down, when you look up, your character just goes nuts. It bends at the hip, and they go nuts. So I was imitating what SE and anyone else that's loading into the game looks like before everyone loads in. Okay. They're just doing some random stuff in the van, and I went a little goofy with it.
Yeah, as he says, that was a great moment. Well, I'm glad I was one of those. You had to be there. You had to be there. Ray loves it, and Menace says, "I love TellNoel's dances that he does." You dance. Also, your sub thing with the girls, the pretty girls, the nice dresses, right? That's big. I love that. Somebody said, "Bring back the dancing girls," and then people start subbing just because they want to see it. Man, Phasmo movements. Oh, it's Phasmo movement. Oh, I got that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Markiplier did something similar to that, didn't he? He had a. Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I know the memes and I don't even know the memes. Char, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Jack enjoyed that as well. I'm present. You get points for that. Let's watch one more clip. This is called Sing It. I don't know what you're gonna sing, but we're gonna find out. Here we go. Oh my God, we do love La La Land. I don't know if I can bring that up now because we're gonna end up talking about it for the next half hour.
I know.
We may end up talking about the next half hour. I got nothing to do. Shit, if you're comfortable, we keep going. But
I got nothing.
Let's press play first. This was clipped by Chairforce Bob. He's a new addition to your team, from what I remember.
Love Bob.
Relatively new. Here we go.
I don't know LMF. You guys don't know who LMFAO is?
You don't know who LMFAO is?
When I walk through the spot, this is what I see. Everybody stopped and staring at me. I got a passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it. I'm sexy and I know it.
Yeah.
LMFAO?
You guys don't know who doesn't know LMFAO?
Sorry for party rocking. Exactly. Bob knows.
Yeah, Bob. But I just think that's so cool. You got such an awesome community there on your whim. Every time they want to do something, they want to catch something, they got you. You got mods up the wazoo. I'm actually a mod. Sometimes I forget that because I'm just kind of like watching. I'm like, wait. Oh, shit. Right. I can do this. So I think it's so cool that you've got such an awesome community, man. You really worked hard on it. You really worked hard on it. By the way, just so you know, when I first started the interview a week ago, I told Tell I'd like him to be on my show, and he gave me such a hard time about who he is, and he wouldn't give me any of his like socials. He's like, well, I have Instagram. Look at his Instagram. It's one picture. He has one picture on his Instagram. If you go to his post, he has one post about blonde. I don't even know
everything you need to know about me, right there.
What is this? Yeah, everything you need to know. You have shoulders that you have lovely shoulders. You like music. You're not blonde, so you're paradoxical is what you are. Your nature is paradoxical. Like, he made me have to go in and like make my own assumption and kind of make shit up about him. But happily I had sources and I was able to find out a bit more than I expected to find out. So I was very, very happy about that. How has your move been from Portland to Florida, by the way?
Oh, I miss everybody. I miss my family and my friends. But I love living in Florida. I love it here. I don't know. I might stay here for a while longer, for sure. I love the weather. I love there's more culture, South American culture, Middle Eastern culture, African culture, Caribbean culture. It's beautiful melting pot, and I just love that. I love seeing it all. I love language, even though I can't speak it. I love hearing people talk to in languages and different kinds of food, and I love it. So I really like staying here, and
I don't know how we ended up here. My wife and I, we were supposed to move, and we were supposed to come to Belphegor. I've never heard anyone move to Florida willingly. I was going to move to Florida willingly. And it's not just because of the state tax allowances. No, it was actually because we wanted a place that had good weather. I know that there are certain areas of Florida that you stay away from, but I also know that there are pockets of it which are actually really, really nice. And yeah, Florida Man has become a meme, big deal. That's gonna happen. But, it's a place like any other. It's going to have good and bad. I mean, for the weather alone, I would probably stay there. It's humid, sure. But, otherwise, it kind of seems cool. You're close to the beach. Like you say, I moved to Massachusetts, yeah. But, Jack, you don't like saying Massachusetts. You just call it Mass because you're cool. We are going to potentially wrap things up very, very soon. I'm going to open up the floor to anybody out there who has any questions for our buddy TellNoel. And also, if there's anybody out there who has been lurking, please let yourself be known. If you like to, if you don't, that's A-okay. If you have not yet followed TellNoel, now would be the perfect time to do it. I guarantee you it is great content, even if you're not into Souls games, man. What are you going to do after this? What are you going to play after Souls? Because are you going to do Bloodborne? Are you going to do Sekiro?
I'll do Sekiro eventually. I think I'm gonna take a break from Souls after Dark Souls 3. So I have been saying that I'm gonna be doing all the Resident Evils leading up to a Resident Evil Village. So 0, 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica X, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then Resident Evil 8. So that's why I'm streaming every day now. Every weekday. And,
I mean, that's gonna be a big one, man. That's gonna be a lot of work, but shit, I look forward to it. That content sounds amazing. I did actually have Extinct Lurk Squad. Look at that, you got your own emote and everything. Thank you so much for lurking, Stink.
Thank you, Stink.
Is it Stink or is it Stink? I don't know.
I call him Stink.
By the way, there's I prepared a this or that. It was from the internet, so it's really crap. In fact, one of the questions is, okay, so first off, like we have to do this really quickly, right? So we'll do this really quickly. I'll put an alarm of 1 minute. It's not even going to be 1 minute. I'll just decide when 1 minute's over. All right, you ready?
Yes.
No, it's just so stupid. I hate the internet sometimes. This is just not even so. Cat or dog?
Cat.
Really? Even after your cute dog, your aunt's dog, your uncle?
I love both. I want, like I've said, I want one of each at one point. But cats are just I'll probably get a cat first because they take care of themselves. So
sure.
Just give them a litter box and they're easier to just they do
This
their
is
thing.
not 100 questions. This is this or that. Tell, come on, you're killing me here. All right,
I'm sorry.
Look at this one. They did. Computer games or video games? Who the hell wrote this goddamn list? And what the hell is wrong with you?
Video games?
Yeah, exactly. Computer games or video games? Oh, video games. Sure. Okay, sure. Pop music or rock music?
Ooh, rock music.
Rock music. Stuffed animals or dolls?
Stuffed animals?
Yeah, sure. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Morning or evening?
Evening.
Text message or call? Ooh.
That's actually big for me.
Is this a thing? Is this a big one? Okay, I didn't know.
For me, yeah. Call.
Call. You like the personal touch there.
I do like call. Yeah.
We're getting glimpses into the true person who Noel is. Look, this can go on all the time. I got 2 more questions for you, and then we're gonna call it. First of all, I don't know if this is a big mistake, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. I did not enjoy La La Land.
Oh.
I know. We were having such a good time, and then I had to go. I could have just stayed quiet. I could have just shut my mouth, but no, I had to be provocative, and I had to say, Essie, if you're here, I apologize. I did not like it. I'm a musician. Disappointment. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm a musician. I really enjoyed it. The start of it, I really enjoyed it, and then it just lost me. I didn't like the ending. Nobody
liked the ending. I guess I love that movie.
Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the work that went into it, and I appreciate the cinematography and the theatrical elements of the final scene. I know they tried to throw it in there, like the beginning and the end, but the end, it just dropped me. It dropped me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was the one thing, just because I need to poke you and I need to prod you and I need to just be provocative. But the final thing is, are you actually this goddamn nice? Tell me the truth. Tell everyone the truth. Are you this nice? Can you altruistically be this good a person? Is it true? Have you done wrong in your life? I will tell you a story. When I was, okay. I consider myself a fairly good person. I was 9 years old, and I was walking with my brother, and I found a snail. I said to him as a joke, should I step on it? And he's like, no, man, don't do it. I was nine. I stepped on the snail. I still remember that moment in my head, and I still feel bad till today that I did that. Can you share with us a moment that maybe you did something that you kind of went against your inner nature?
I was not always a nice person. I've grown a lot. So when I was back in high school and school, just in general, I was not the very nicest person. So I think one time, this is a very vulnerable moment, I guess, for me. If you catch one of my streams, you'll see at least every stream, I'll share something that I just didn't expect, but I'm so comfortable with it. I don't know why it comes like this, but I called a girl, not to her face, but to one of my friends, the B word, right. Back then. And right. I was just a very confused person back then. And of course it got back around to her. And it was weird because I don't know why I even said that, because I liked the girl. I was just trying to sound cool in front of my friends.
Right.
It's one of those things, you
right.
know? It was nothing, she's nothing or whatever. And I remember that. I still remember that.
Right.
That's literally when you asked me that question, the first thing that came to my head. So yeah.
And I think it's funny. I think it's funny because, like, it's true. We all grow and we all change and we all learn and we all have little moments and snippets in time where we've done something that, on the grand scale of morality, may not have been the hugest deal, but for us, they were definitive moments that made us like question how we could be better people. But I will tell you this, without a hesitation of the doubt, I love who you have become. I love you as a streamer and I love you as a person. I think you're just absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that you took the time to come talk to us today. I'm so happy that we get a chance to watch you play. Char, have a great sleep. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I have a feeling that this is probably as good in any time to say this is about the time that we must say goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, TellNoel, the final shout out happens for you right here in the chat. This is your chance to go check him out right now. I will do it, Jack. I know you want to do it, but you know what? I have to do this one by my hand to make it official. Please go follow TellNoel if you're just joining right now, and if you are, you missed the stream, please do that. Tell, I have to go ahead and close a few things right here before I do say goodbye, because we've got somebody that I would like to raid. So we are going to get to that very, very soon indeed. Oh, look. Okay, yeah. Oh, see, I ruined it. It's okay. I ruined it. Here, I'll fix it real quick. Oh my God, I ruined it. Oh, see, that's why you don't mess with things during the stream. I'm going to say goodbye. Here we go. Tell, thank you so much for joining us. I got to go. TellNoel, everybody, thank you so much for being here. My name is Tamid. We have been watching ourselves a stream. TellNoel, you can see him. I'm going to have a very, very special guest on next week's show as well. Nice for head. Yes, I know. Okay, it was a good stream up until the end right there. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to be back next week for, of course, Tamer Plays on Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I play a bunch of different category of games. But also, I'm going to have new guest on the show. I'm going to roll credits for you. We have credits because we're just professional here on the T-Show. We are professionals. Wait, Jack, wait. You got to give it a second. Thanks for being here. You got to give it a second. We're also going to go raid somebody who needs a little bit of love and affection. I'm going to make sure that they are live right now. They are not live right now, which means it's anyone's game. Let's find out. No, they are not live, which means it is anyone's game. Poet, thank you so much for joining us. New credits. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Jack, thank you so much. Belfigor, thank you so much. TellNoel, thank you so much. Sammy, thank you so much. And Lurky McLurkerson, I can't remember the name. Extinct, thank you so much for being here. Everyone else that managed to join us right here. Let's go ahead and see if we can find one of my buddies who's live right now to go give them a little bit of a raid. Where is my dashboard? Streamlabs? No, there it is. Oh, no, not Streamlabs. I don't even know how to do this anymore. Creator dashboard? Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see who's online. Let's go give some love. Of course, For Love, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here too. Well, I think it's fair. You know what? Let's go to Fish Person. Fish Person is a lovely person who actually also plays really, really difficult games, and she's just great. Are you in the credits? You are in the credits. Yes, you are a mod. You are in the credits. Look at that. Jack the Steve Guy and TellNoel. That's right. So we're going to go say hi to AKA Fish Person. Please tell her Tam sent you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all taking time out of your day to come hang out. Tell, you were an awesome guest. I'll be back next Saturday with a new guest at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will also do my Friday Tamer Plays. Other than that, let's get ready to go. We're going to start the raid. In 9, 10, 13, 14 viewers, 17 viewers, 21 viewers, 30 few viewers, 28 billion viewers. Let's go. This is AKA Fish Person. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.